This is the story of the woman who lived in a tree. This is Julia, and these are redwood trees. One day a couple of years ago, Julia climbed a redwood tree that was about to be cut down. It was an old tree other people had named Luna. Julia stayed in Luna for over 2 years.
I decided that I was not going to allow my feet to touch the ground again until I had done everything I possibly could in my power to make people aware of what was happening here and stop what is happening here, stop the destruction.
This is the lumber company that wanted to cut its trees down. Luna was on its property, so the company had every reason to be unhappy.
The young lady has been trespassing on our property, and it is private property.
Julia says security guards were brought in for 10 days to keep food and other supplies away from her. They couldn't, so they stopped trying.
Drive safe. Be careful.
Some people in the company even began to admire the stubborn woman in the tree.
Julia.
Sitting in a tree wasn't always so peaceful.
I've come to become one with nature.
Julia had to deal with El Nino. Julia also had a cell phone she used to call the media.
I'm actually sitting here speaking with ABC.
And one day, she had a helicopter buzz by so closely, it almost knocked her out of Luna. After 2 years, the company got tired of Julia living in its tree. Julia was tired too. So they made an unusual deal.
Ms. Hill has agreed to pay the company $50,000, which we in turn plan to pass over to Humboldt State University, the local college, and the money will be used for forestry research.
And Julia could come back down to the ground. Luna and all of the other trees 200 feet around her were saved.
This is magic.
Now Julia travels across the country,
We point at everything that's wrong in the world.
telling her story of personal power and responsibility.
I talk to people about pointing.
And from all over, people come to listen to the woman who lived in a tree.
So as I was up in the tree pointing at corporations, as I was pointing at the government and the agencies, as I was pointing at consumers, I realized that there's 3 fingers pointing back.
And I looked at those 3 fingers as power, responsibility, and love.
Julia wants everyone to know you don't have to live in a tree to save one.
We have the power to change the world. This is not a message of can we make a difference? It is we do make a difference.
We have the responsibility to make the choices that will preserve the environment for future generations. When we apply those 3 fingers, we realize the power to make change lies in the palm of our own hand.
And that is the story of Julia Butterfly Hill, the woman who nourished a small deed and watched it grow over 200 feet tall.